अगर I'm audible to you.
Yes.
Yes. Let me start. Basic introduce yourself.
My name is Sagar Bhumik. Belong to North 24 Parganas district of West Bengal. In my family, my father is a farmer and my mother is housewife. I completed my basic primary and secondary education in my village government school itself. After that, through entrance examination, I took admission in Ramakrishna Mission, Kolkata, from where I completed my BSc honors degree in chemistry. After that, I have appeared for two exams, TIFR and IIT-JAM. Through TIFR, I got selected in TIFR Hyderabad, and through IIT-JAM, I uh, I was qualified for IIT Delhi for masters. I have selected IIT Delhi for masters, and in the 2 years of masters, I qualified NET, GATE, BARC exam. And the last year I have completed my masters. In the last year itself, I was qualified for geoscientist exam, a preliminary exam, but I could not appear for mains. This year I qualified both prelim and mains, and now I am in front of this interview.
Yes, good. Last day we have discussed some part of basic point, laboratory and MSc project, UPSC, and analytical chemistry.
Yes.
Have we study about the laboratory sections?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good. What is elemental analysis? What are the main application of elemental analysis?
Elemental analysis means if we talk to about molecular level, then we classify analytical process into two processes. First one is molecular analysis, where we analyze a molecule. We have to detect, that means qualify or quantify a molecule. Another one is element. So mostly metals are present in elemental state. So elemental analysis mainly associated with metals. This is very much important for geological point of view, because metals, minerals, they are mostly we analyze that in different spectroscopic techniques where we convert it to elemental form. So this is basically elemental analysis.
Yes. How to detect nitrogen element in a lab?
If in any organic compound nitrogen is present, then we should perform a Lassine test to identify that. To prepare Lassine test, first we have to take that unknown sample with sodium, then heat it. Then we have to prepare the Lassine extract. Then we have to add freshly prepared ferrous sulfur solution with hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. Then if we get red color of Prussian blue, that is ferric ferrocyanate, then we will be getting confirmed that nitrogen is present in that compound.
Yes. Next one is how to detect sulfur in a lab. Which test is following for sulfur?
We can perform lead acetate test. We should put lead acetate in the compound in the Lassine extract. If we get black precipitate of lead sulfide, lead sulfide, PBS precipitate, then we can say it is sulfur. So in this way, we can.
Yeah, lead acetate test and sodium nitroperoxide test.
Perfect test, right? Yes.
Next
The
one
purple
is
color, finally,
yes,
purple color
yes,
is formed.
yes, purple color. Yes, red is violet. Next one is which test is followed to nitrogen and sulfur present together in lab.
If they're both present together, then iron salt FeCl3 can be used to detect. It ultimately forms FeSCN whole 3. That is basically blood red color.
Yes. Next one, how to detect halogen in a lab, chlorine, bromine, iodine.
Okay, to detect halogen, first we can use silver nitrate test. So in silver nitrate, if my sample contains chlorine, then we will be getting cardi white precipitate of AgCl, silver chloride. If bromine is present, then we will be getting AgBr, that is basically yellowish white precipitate. And for iodine,
Yes. No problem, you look them. You have to study. Yes, I will
okay,
discuss
okay.
the answer. Next one, what the basic difference between qualitative and quantitative analysis?
Qualitative analysis means in this analysis, we have to just detect the element or the molecule. No need to consider the amount present there, but when we have to analyze, we have to detect the amount present in the sample. That is basically comes under quantitative analysis.
Iodine test is starch. Yes, starch from glucose.
Okay, starch iodide, blue color maybe.
Yes, yellow and brown colored iodine solution.
Okay.
Any drawback limitation of laboratory?
Yes, because laboratory preparation we do in our hands, so there are so many errors associated with it. There are some systematic and non-systematic errors associated with it.
Yes. Next, move on functional group. How to detect functional group in a lab? First one is carbohydrate.
Carbohydrate.
Yes.
Generally, carbohydrate, uh, that means sugars that can be of reducing and non-reducing sugar. Reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar can be differentiated through Tollens reagent, Fehling reagent, Benedict reagent. But to be specific, if we want to analyze, if we want to differentiate between glucose and fructose, then this doesn't work. Then we have to go for bromine water test.
Aldehyde and ketone.
Aldehyde and ketone Tollens reagent can differentiate aldehyde and ketone. Tollens reagent is basically argento-ammonium hydroxide. So if my compound is aldehyde, that will be Tollens positive, and we will be getting grayish precipitate of silver. That may we also call it silver mirror test also.
Next one, phenol. Phenol test.
Phenol, it is a very quite common test. That is FeClC test. Any phenolic OH gives this uh, FeClC test.
Yes.
That is finally the product color is blood red color.
Next one is alcohol test. How to detect alcohol in a lab?
Alcohol, it can be detected through Lucas reagent, that is ZnCl2HCl. Always it can be detected through Victor Meyer test. It's a quite 3 or 4 steps are there.
Yes, Gentate test, Lucas, iodophore, sodium metal test.
Right.
Next one, ester. How to
But
detect ester in a lab?
how to detect ester in a I'm not pretty sure about it, but ester can be hydrolyzed to alcohol and corresponding acid. So individual alcohol and acid can be identified. Alcohol, again, it can be through Lucas test or Peter test, and acid can be identified through if we put if we uh, if we put sodium carbonate, then effervescence of carbon dioxide through this we can
Yes.
analyze the acid.
Yes, good. Next one, hydrocarbon test. How to detect hydrocarbon? Aliphatic, aromatic.
Uh, okay. For a hydrocarbon, if there is any unsaturation, then this those hydrocarbons basically decolorize bromine water. Bromine water is red in color. If we put in any unsaturated hydrocarbon, that basically decolorize that bromine water. This is basically test of unsaturation.
Yes, good. Next one is nitro
But for
compound. Yes, yes, carry on.
Ni- nitro compound.
Yes, nitro.
Nitro. Sir, I am unable to recall right now. Nitro compound.
Nitro test is Mulkan worker test.
Molecule. Yes, yes. Sir.
Yeah,
Zinc
ferrous
ethyl alcohol.
hydroxide. This other one is ferrous hydroxide.
I will.
Next one, amine test. How to detect amine?
Amine test.
Primary, secondary, tertiary.
So I forgot that I read that quite earlier, so I'm unable to recall right now.
Okay, okay, no problem. Nitrous acid. Yes, action of nitrous acid test. No problem. You look them. You
Okay,
have to
nitro
see.
compound test from Victorman test also this can be
Yes.
differentiated.
Amide test. Amide.
Sir, I don't know the amide test.
Amide is burette test. Famous burette ammonia.
Biuret test.
Yes, biurate. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, basic point is clear. Next, move on. The point is your MSc project. Reductive
Yes.
Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Yes, what the main
Hmm.
application of this topic? Describe briefly.
Mostly the application of this topic includes mainly in drug discovery and research. In this process, we have made new carbon-carbon bond. This kind of alkylation, this kind of reaction is pretty much used in forming different life-saving drugs. So this is a new procedure where we do not use metal, which ultimately generate toxicity. So this metal toxicity free path to generate many drugs. So this is the application of that process.
Yes, how to make it Friedel-Crafts reaction? How to prepare? Which type of process?
In my research project or normal?
Friedel-Crafts reaction, basic.
Okay, basic Purell-Crafts reaction. It is basically alkyl halide is taken with any aromatic hydrocarbon, and with that we put one Lewis acid, that is ZnCl2 or AlCl3 or ApCl3 kind of Lewis acid.
Yes, what the difference between alkylation and acylation of aromatic ring?
In alkylation, mainly alkyl group is connected to hydrocarbon, and in acylation, that is acyl group is connected. Acyl group means C double bond O R. So this acyl group is connected to aromatic ring. So this is acylation reaction.
Any drawback of alkylation and acylation?
Alkylation has many drawbacks because when one alkyl group is attached, then it increase the nucleophilicity of the ring. That makes more alkylation. So there is a problem of polyalkylation. And in the alkylation, these process through carbocationic intermediate. That's why rearrangement of carbocation can be formed. So if I take normal N-propyl chloride, then our expected product is N-propyl benzene, but we end up with isopropyl benzene. So isomerization and polyalkylation is a problem of alkylation. This kind of problem is not associated with acylation.
Yes, good. Next is any drawback limitation of in your project topic.
Yes, sir, there was drawback. When we finally, at the end of the project, when we try to investigate the mechanism of that process, we find that it proceeds through carbocationic intermediate. That's why the substrate, the aromatic rings, which has electron withdrawing groups, for example, trinitro compounds, dinitro compounds. So this kind of system do not follow our proposed mechanism or our proposed path. So we do not get our expected product from those kind of substrates. So that's the drawback of our process. So we have to input. We also get a product there, but we have to put some harsh conditions. So more concentration of reagent.
Yes, good. Presently, what are the beneficial point in your project? Any 4 or 5 beneficial point in our society and human being? Presently, 2024.
Okay, we know in pharmaceutical industry, the drug molecules use, there is a major problem that metal toxicity is associated with there, as I have told you earlier. So our project is basically we focus mostly on metal-free process. Second one, the ingredients we use that is cheap. That is ultimately if we use this reaction in the commercial level, that will make cheap drug, which will be affordable to lower class or pan India in the grassroots level. So eventually, the overall health will be good health will be ensured. This is a social benefit. Obviously, if this process is incorporated in the industrial level, that will give economic boost. So this is also economic significance. And as this is a new research and the research paper also published, so this will ultimately will be a literature for future research. So that will basically motivate other researchers to research on this topic further. This is the academic significance.
Yes, good. Next point number other one is next is UPSC. Yes, what the main application of UPSC? Describe.
This is a constitutional body which conduct different type of exams, national level exams in India, and this is known as its robust structure, where with in a systematic manner every year with its schedule and promise, it conducts its examination in a very good way in the pan India level, and it is known for making difficult type of papers and selecting competent candidates for group A, B level posts in India. This is a constitutional body.
Yes. Yes. Why will you become a scientist, be a officer in UPSC?
I beg your pardon. I want to be officer in the Geological Survey of India, not in UPSC.
Yes, GSI, UPSC,
So,
GSI. Yes.
okay. So I think the subject in this Geological Survey of India, we analyze different kind of sample. We do sample collection survey. That is basically that is basically makes us connected to the nature, and with this job profile, I think I will be connected to the nature very much, which I like to do. uh, and secondly, this exam gives us opportunity to be a to be a to be to have a very good job profile after masters itself. So this is a very good opportunity. Next one, as my academic background says, I am very much passionate about chemistry, and I can use my knowledge and skills in this job, and I am very much enthusiastic for that. So that's why I want to join GSI.
Yes, which ministry is GSI under?
Ministry of Mines.
Yes. Ministry of Mines. Yes, what is the history of GSI, Geological Survey of India? What is the main application of GSI, Geological Survey of India?
If I talk about history of Geological Survey of India, it is the second oldest geological survey. The oldest was Geological Survey of Great Britain, and it's the second oldest. Uh, it was established in the British colonial era itself, for finding coal reserves for the newly formed railway systems in India. So from that, Geological Survey of India has made a very important role in different kind of geological analysis, geological study, geological surveys and all. Now, if I talk about functions of Geological Survey of India, first it is multidisciplinary and baseline earth science data generation, then mineral and energy resources exploration, third, detection of natural hazards, thereby after hazard mitigation, it can help in uh, increase quality of life. Using this data and these applications, uh, we should Geological Survey of India focus on overall sustainable and inclusive growth of the country. Geological Survey of India also focus to represent India in international bodies like IGCP. So these are the functions of Geological Survey of India.
Yes. Where is the headquarter of GSI?
Kolkata. It is in Kolkata. It's the central headquarters.
Yes.
One regional headquarter is also in Kolkata, that is Eastern Regional Headquarters.
Yes. Which article is mentioned in Indian Constitution as a UPSC?
315 to 323. 315 to 323.
Yes. Part 14. Yes.
Yes, part 14.
Any drawback limitation of UPSC?
I have not seen so I am unable to comment upon that. But I am very much respectful for this organization for conducting this kind of national level examination and giving aspirants opportunity uh, to lead a successful life and contribute to the nation.
Yes.
I have
Good.
not seen any drawback. No.
Yes. Yes. No problem. Suppose you will be selected in UPSC as a post of GSI.
Hmm.
Yes. So how
Yes,
do
sir.
you see yourself after 10 to 15 years?
I feel I'll be learning each and every year more. So after 10 to 15 years, I see myself that I will have a much geological knowledge, and with that knowledge, I am contributing more to the nation, and I am able to develop new and advanced techniques which are more useful than the conventional way. So in this way, I think I can help growing the nation in through this Geological Survey of India.
Yes, good. Suppose you will be selected in a UPSC as a post of scientist. What are the major challenges will you face during your life?
Hmm.
So how will you manage them? Describe.
Major challenges. Okay. So major challenges, if I talk about major challenges, when I was in IIT, so I had a lot of financial constraints. So that time uh, I went through some financial constraints. So that was a time of struggle, and uh, I and my family pushed back with this. So that was a kind of problem, and sometimes a problem. I think yes. After when I have completed my class 12, I I was passionate about medical entrance examination, but that was my initial passion. But due to lack of resources, financial resources specifically, I could not prepare for that, and that was a kind of downfall in my journey. But when after that I went to Ramakrishna Mission, the environment I faced there, and after that I qualified many exams. So with this, I again bounced back in my journey. So these are kind of downfall, and I think I have overcome them, right? And after completing my masters, I have not entered in any job. So eventually, I'm unemployed right now. So whenever in the last year when I was not qualified in BARC interview, so that was a kind of negative phase in my life. I got some anxiety and depression issues, and I had to take meditation and therapies also. So I think after that, I pushed myself again. That's why I'm here in front of this interview after qualifying this competitive national level exam like UPSC Combined Geoscience.
Yes, good. Good analysis. Next one question is UPSC GSI is the post is scientist B. What is scientist? What the main application of scientist in our country?
Scientist, I feel, according to me, scientist is being a scientist. First, you have to be a good student. You should have a learning capability, and whatever you learn, apply those things to uh, to discover something new. So that is the basically role of scientist mainly. That to discover something new which is beneficial for our nation, for our country, for our humanity. That is the role of scientist should be always.
Yes, what the difference between ISRO scientist, BRC scientist, DRDO scientist, GSI scientist,
Okay,
CPC
ISRO
scientist?
is directly connected to ISRO, as we know, if I talk about the topmost organization for space research, there the scientists are ISRO scientists. So ISRO scientists are mainly concerned about space-related research. But for BRC, they are connected to nuclear research. But
Yes.
as DRDO says, Defense Research and Development Organization, so they are mainly doing research in defense field, so making our defense system robust.
Yes, good. Next, move on. The left for topic is analytical chemistry. Yes. Last day we have discussed in gravimetric analysis. First is basic point only. Today other topic is last day we have discussed qualitative and quantitative analysis. Yes, no?
Hmm.
Today new topic is volumetric analysis. What the main application of volumetric
Okay.
analysis?
In volumetric analysis, oh, we have to first find a relation between known sample and unknown sample. For example, if I have a compound, I have two compounds which are basically connected to neutralization reaction. So one is acid, one is base. So with their neutralization equation, if if I know concentration of one substance, Then with using that relation, we can find the concentration of unknown other element. If the relation is redox relation, then that is basically redox titration. If I know the concentration of reducing agent, then I can find concentration of oxidizing agent. So this is basically volumetric analysis. This is basically conducted in liquid phase only. And this is volumetric analysis.
What is titration?
In volumetric analysis, to detect to determine the concentration or amount of unknown compound, the process we used is called titration, and there are two entities are used. One is known sample, one is unknown sample. In this titration, we use a neutralization formula or a redox formula. Using this formula, through some mathematical calculations, we finally end up with getting the unknown concentration. This is basically titration.
What is acid-base titration in volumetric? Acid-base titration. What the main application acid-base?
In acid-base titration is basically when one unknown component is either acid or base. This is basically acid-base titration. And we want, suppose in any industry, if somewhere some base is used, then we can use this analysis to detect the amount of base. For example, in antacids, bases are used. So base concentration in antacids can be determined using acid-base titration.
Redox titration. What is redox titration?
In redox titration, one of the unknown components should be either reducing agent or oxidizing agent. Based on their redox relationship, we determine the unknown concentration. So this is basically redox titration. It has a wide range of use. We can determine amount of calcium in chalk, amount of different metals in food samples or soil samples. Which is
What is complexometric titration?
in complexometric titration, here one metal is used and one complexing agent is used. So with the reaction metal plus ligand equal to metal complex. So with using this relation, we detect the unknown concentration of metal in a given solution.
Yes, good. Next, what is indicator? How many type of indicator in volumetric?
Indicator is basically when we want to observe any change in titration through colors, then indicator helps us to visualize that color. So that is basically indicator. Indicator can be of many types. Mostly, if I classify, it can be classified as acid-base indicator. The indicator which is used in acid-base titration, that is acid-base indicator. So acid-base indicator example is phenolphthalein. There is another indicator in complexometric titration that can be that is basically EBT, idiochrome black tea indicator. In redox titration, sometimes the compounds we are using as redox pair, they behave as self indicator. For example, KMNO4 in permanganatometric titration, KMNO4 itself behave as a self indicator.
Any example of indicator?
Yes, acid-base indicator is phenolphthalein, methyl orange, methyl blue, methyl red, and redox indicator is KMNO4 is redox indicator. Complexometric titration, EBT is indicator idiochrome black tea.
Okay, what is universal indicator?
Universal indicator. Uh, Maybe okay. There are some pH range. If I talk about acid-base range, then there are many indicators are there which act in different pH level. For a certain pH range, some particular indicator is suitable. For a different pH range, some another indicator is suitable. If there is an indicator which can be used in all pH ranges, that is basically called universal indicator.
Yes. Such mixture are called universal indicator. Yes. What the example of mixture indicator?
Example of universal indicator.
Yes.
I don't know exactly the name because this is a kind of mixture. So what mixture they use, what is the composition, I don't know.
Yes. Good. Any? Yes. No problem. Yes. Any drawback limitation of volumetric analysis? Volumetric titration.
As we perform it in our hand, so the performance by the analyst, the error can be from the analyst itself. For example, sometimes we have to observe the upper meniscus of the burette. So sometimes we note lower meniscus. Sometimes with the and one major drawback is we do not get the equivalence point, we get the end point. So that doesn't exactly tells about the exact concentration. So uh, there is some deviation, there is some error associated with this. So the difference from end point and equivalence point. So this kind of error can be minimized if we switch in instrumentation method. So these are the drawbacks.
Yes.
And these are very slow process, so we have to it takes a lot of time, but instruments are fast. This involve many steps, but in instrument the system is so much rapid with more accuracy. Another drawback is there is we this process has limitation as detection limit is not so good. So very low concentration we cannot determine with this volumetric analysis, but instruments can do so. For example, ICP-MS can determine up to parts per trillion, parts per billion level, but in normal volumetric analysis, we don't we we do not get the volumetric test.
Yes. Good. One topic left in volumetric in acid EDTA precipitation. What the main application of EDTA?
Okay. EDTA is a very good chelating agent, and for every chelating agent, there is a specific metal. There is some set of specific metals with which this can complex it in a very good way. For example, I am analyzing one metal, but there are other metal impurities with itself. So I can trap other impurities with EDTA itself. So the other metal, it is called matrix interference. So matrix interference can be can be minimized using EDTA. And EDTA also act as complexating agent. So in complex matrix titration, EDTA is used as ligand.
Yes. Good. Good age. Good work from your side. Next day we will discuss the left part of analytical chemistry and any other new topic is inorganic, organic, and physical.